Welcome to the beautiful backcountry of Central Oregon. From meadows to mountains, tiny creeks to expansive lakes, this vast and diverse wilderness offers endless opportunities to explore and discover. But some of the roads out here aren't quite as smooth as what you saw at the beginning.
So most of the time when I go out on these little overnighter treks, I usually aim to explore an area that I haven't explored before, see what kind of cool campsites I can find. Today is a little bit different because I am actually revisiting some place that I've been before, which is really a rarity for me. Almost always I go out, I want to see something new. But I've actually driven this trail before about 3 years ago with the crew from S4 4x4, and we could not complete it. We got up to a certain elevation, started running into leftover snow, and just got to the point where we couldn't continue. And I've always wanted to see if I could actually complete the loop that this makes. Now, when we did it before, it was early July, and now it is mid-July. So am I going to manage to not run into snow, or will there be less? I don't know. It's been really hot for the past couple of weeks, and it is a little later in the year. Most of what I typically encounter when I go exploring in the Oregon mountains, desert, wherever, is some rough roads, but really not a whole lot of super gnarly trails, not a whole lot of significant sort of off-road challenges. This is one of the gnarliest trails I've ever encountered in Oregon, and so it seemed like a good place to also go out and try out the Titan Swap.
Another vehicle has come up behind me, so I need to pull over to let them by.
So if you're unfamiliar with the Titan Swap, basically it's a pretty common modification for the Frontier, where you take basically suspension components that would normally go onto the Nissan Titan, which is their full-size truck. They bolt right up to the Frontier.
The Titan Swap on my truck is a kit developed by Alldogs Offroad. The front end includes coil springs and Titan upper control arms developed by Alldogs, standard Titan lower control arms, and a few other odds and ends I'll talk about more in an upcoming dedicated video. In the rear, I was able to keep my existing Alldogs Offroad parabolic leaf packs, now attached with special shackles that were also developed by Alldogs.
It's definitely a nice off-road upgrade for my truck. It lifts it up higher. It also allows for longer suspension travel, so keeping more wheels on the ground more often in twisty sort of situations. I will have a dedicated video about the Titan Swap, putting it on the truck, and other details about it coming up soon on the channel. I just ran into those kids who went up in the side-by-side past me earlier. They were coming back down. So I asked them if they had run into snow, and they hadn't, but he had got to a sign where it looked to him like he wasn't allowed to go any further, and so he turned around. So I don't know if he misinterpreted the sign or if the status of this trail has changed, or he did say that he was brand new to this. It was his first time out in his side-by-side. Okay, I think this is the sign he must have seen. Oh, Class 2 only.
A little further up, I found a better sign which clarifies that the trail is limited to Class 2 vehicles. I'm not sure, but I think that green buggy we saw may actually be a Class 2 ATV, so he possibly could have kept going.
Well, last time I did this, obviously I had Enoch, who acted as spotter anytime we had challenging spots like that. And so, you know, I had someone to guide me, a little more driver, a little more passenger, whatever. When you're by yourself, you kind of got to look at it and try and remember. It's really difficult to see exactly what's happening up in front underneath you there. And just for the record, it is 12:30. My truck thermometer says it's 94 degrees out there. So, whoa. I don't think I can fit under that. I definitely cannot fit under that. I think, oh God. Oh, I think I might just fit under it.
It looks pretty good at the moment, but I'm wary of the camper getting lifted higher as my front tires climb the slope in front of me before I've cleared the tree. Despite how it looks, this is not gratuitous driving over rocks. This is the road. I've been steadily gaining elevation and have just started to see some patches of snow in the shade.
All right, so this is where we turned around last time, and we had driven through a number of patches of snow already at this point. I haven't driven through any snow, I've just started seeing it, so there's way less than last time. All unknown territory from this point forward.
Again here, the camera fails to convey how steep of a climb this is and how utterly ragged the trail has become.
Oh no, there it is. There it is. Oh, dang. Dang. Okay, it's just this patch, but it's uphill, it's super slippery. There are trees to winch off of. If this is the only patch. Oh, wait. Do I hear motors?
Ah, my young friends decided to come further up the trail after all.
Hey! What's up, dude?
Well, I was just trying to assess how much more of that there is.
I know, it's
Because
tough.
that's the worst kind of stuff to drive in. That
Yeah.
spring slush is just, or summer slush at this point.
Yeah.
But if that's the only spot, I was just gonna walk up and see.
I was gonna do a little run, but I actually just through this pass, I was thinking, damn, it's getting rough. I might turn around.
Yeah, I realized you found an alternate line up there.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if I could squeeze through where you came through.
Oh, no,
that
dude,
one spot looked pretty narrow.
It was so, and it even came down. There was like a couple of trees that were like, I was like, oh, I don't even know if I'll be able to clear it. I was thinking the whole time, I was like, dude, I wonder if the dude in his truck he passed me.
Well, I was looking at the map, and we're just about as high of elevation as it's gonna get.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, man, if I just get past the snow, I can complete the loop.
Yeah.
But so I'm just gonna walk up and see
Okay, right
what it
on.
looks like. So.
I'll just go right ahead of you. Cheers.
It is really tight and narrow. But I haven't seen any more snow. Oh, there's a lot more. Oh. Oh. That's definitely Stuck City.
I could have spent the next couple of hours winching through the slush and maybe, or maybe not, gotten through, but it just didn't seem like a fun way to spend the rest of my afternoon. So for now, I'm backtracking all the way down to the highway, and after a quick nap, I'll decide what I want to do next.
So I am thinking I may need some sort of a better, like, backup camera system than just the dash cam, that streams to my rearview mirror. That is helpful, but it doesn't give me like a full picture. And when I was up there on the trail at a number of times, it got very tight. I had to maneuver backwards, forwards in a couple of different places. I did once again have a tree sort of back into me. It wasn't until I got back to pavement here to air up that I realized quite how badly I hit. This is far worse than the other times I have had a little run-in with a tree going backwards. This one, to the point that I had actually bent this arm so much that it pushed things this way, and got some pretty good crinkles on the tailgate there also. So maybe some kind of dedicated backup camera system.
I'm poking around in some national forest land I've never explored before to try and find a decent spot to camp. On the map, I notice this otherwise unremarkable connector road runs parallel to a creek, so I'm just keeping my eye out for any little side trails that might lead to a campsite. Oh, bingo. Let's see if this will get us to the creek.
Oh, well that's just not bad at all, is it? Doesn't seem too buggy at the moment. I think we call this good.
Oof, yeah. Wow.
Well, I just had a shower in my truck and it was fantastic. Historically, when I've been out in the heat and dust of summer, sunscreen on me, bug spray on me, just sticky and feeling gross. The only way I've ever really been able to clean off is to hop in a creek like this or just to use like wipes. And this creek was a lucky find. I had no idea I would camp along a creek, but it is, you know, it is snow melt. It is bitter cold. My legs were hurting when I was walking around in that water. So, you know, I could have taken a plunge in there, but having a warm shower inside my truck where I didn't even have to walk around in the dirt, that was really nice. And I didn't buy a shower system or anything. I just put together some components. Maybe I'll put together a little video about it in the future. I will give one more shout out to DryFox towels. This thing, super compact, dried me off so well, and it barely even feels damp. I know if I could just hang it here someplace, it'll be dry quite quickly.
Just making one of my favorite quick and easy dinners tonight, a simple quesadilla with some pre-cooked seasoned chicken from the deli counter at my grocery store, along with one of my favorite locally made salsas. Despite sustaining some damage yesterday, this turned into a thoroughly enjoyable adventure, concluding with this super lucky campsite discovery. As usual, nothing went quite as planned, but it wouldn't be an adventure if it did. With camp all packed up, it is time once again to air up and head home.